Hi everyone, I'm Evely and I'm going to tell you an interesting story. Good luck. Hey everyone, I never thought I'd be posting here, but I guess life has a way of blindsiding you when you least expect it. I'm just looking for advice, maybe some validation, or just someone to tell me I'm not going crazy. So, some background. My name is Jake, 34M, and I've been married to my wife, Emily, 31F, for 6 years. We live in Chicago, both have decent jobs. She's a marketing manager, I work in IT, and on the surface everything seemed fine. Not perfect, but fine. We've had the usual ups and downs, but I always thought we were solid. That changed about 2 months ago when I started noticing little things. Emily has always been a social media junkie, but recently, she's been glued to Snapchat like her life depended on it. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and there she was, phone in hand, giggling at something. When I asked her what was so funny at 2 a.m., she'd just say, "Oh, just some memes from Sarah," her best friend. Except, she'd immediately put her phone face down like it was a nuclear launch code. And then came the girls' nights out. Now, she's always been the type to go out with her friends, but suddenly, these nights became more frequent. Not just Fridays or Saturdays, but random Tuesday and Wednesday nights. She'd come home late, smelling like whiskey and something different. Not her usual perfume, but something musky, something male. When I brought it up, she laughed and said, "God, Jake, stop being so paranoid. Just because you sit at home with your PlayStation doesn't mean I can't have a life." That stung. I didn't want to be that guy, the insecure, paranoid husband, so I convinced myself it was nothing. Until one night, I saw a Snap notification pop up on her phone while she was in the shower. It was from someone named A. Just an initial. And it wasn't a regular Snap, it was one of those red ones. You know, the kind that disappear once you open them. My stomach dropped. I debated for a full 5 minutes. I knew her passcode, it hadn't changed. I could check. But did I want to know? I sat there staring at Emily's phone like it was a ticking time bomb. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I knew her passcode. She had never bothered changing it. But there was this tiny voice in my head screaming, "If you go down this road, there's no coming back." But then I thought about the 2 a.m. giggles. The perfume that wasn't hers. The way she suddenly seemed annoyed by me all the time. Like just existing in the same space as her was a burden. So I did it. I unlocked her phone. Snapchat opened up to her chat list. My eyes went straight to the name A. There were no saved messages, of course. But there were plenty of recent ones, all unopened. Read snaps, disappearing texts. My hands were shaking, but I tapped on the profile. No last name, just a bitmoji of some smug-looking dude. And then I noticed something else. She had a private story, one I wasn't in. Now, Emily posts on her regular story all the time. Dumb selfies, pictures of her overpriced cocktails, blurry videos of her and her friends singing in bars. But this was something I wasn't meant to see. I clicked on it, and that's when my stomach really dropped. The first snap was a boomerang of her legs, her bare legs, propped up on a hotel bed, a glass of wine in her hand. The caption, "Best way to end the night. Wine glass sparkles." The next snap, a dimly lit video of a man's hand, not mine, tracing up her thigh. I didn't even get to see the whole thing before it disappeared. I felt like I was going to throw up. The sound of the shower stopped. I barely had time to lock her phone and put it back before she walked out in nothing but a towel, rubbing her hair dry like she hadn't just shattered our marriage into a million pieces. She caught me staring. "What?" she said, raising an eyebrow. I swallowed hard. "Nothing," I muttered, because I wasn't ready to confront her. Not yet. But I knew one thing for sure. Emily was cheating on me. And she didn't even care if I found out. I barely slept that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that video. The way that guy's hand slid up my wife's thigh like it belonged there. Like she belonged to him. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to scream. But more than anything, I wanted proof. See, confronting Emily right then would have been pointless. She'd lie. I knew she'd lie. She'd twist it around, gaslight me, make me feel like I was crazy. No, I needed something solid. Something she couldn't weasel her way out of. So I made a plan. The next morning, I acted completely normal. I kissed her on the cheek before work like I always did, even though the thought of touching her made my skin crawl. She barely looked up from her phone, probably snapping some good morning bullshit. At work, I did some research. I found out you can actually recover deleted Snapchat messages if you export your data from their website. It takes a while, but they send you a zip file with every saved message, every friend request, even timestamps of all your activity. I requested hers. Next, I decided to track her. Not in some creepy, illegal way. I just remembered that a while back, she shared her iPhone location with me when she got lost trying to find some new sushi place. She probably forgot all about it. I opened up Find My iPhone and, sure enough, her location was still available. That night, I asked casually, "Hey, are you going out tonight?" She barely looked up from her phone. "Yeah, probably. Girls' night." I nodded, pretending to scroll on my own phone. "Cool, where at?" She sighed dramatically, like I was so exhausting. "I don't know yet, Jake. We're still figuring it out." That was a lie, because 5 minutes later, I checked her location. She wasn't even being subtle. She had a pin dropped inside a hotel downtown. Emily had no idea that I was about to catch her in the act. I sat there, staring at her location on my screen, my hands clenched into fists. A hotel. Not a bar. Not some rooftop lounge. A fucking hotel. She was still in the apartment, sitting across from me, pretending like she hadn't already planned her night of cheating. I wanted to call her out right then and there, but I forced myself to play it cool. I needed to see it with my own eyes. So I waited. An hour later, she got up and stretched. "All right, I'm heading out," she said, grabbing her purse. "Have fun," I said, trying not to choke on my words. She smirked. "Don't wait up." And then she was gone. I watched her location move in real time. She wasn't even being careful. She went straight to the hotel, the W Chicago, a nice place, way fancier than I expected for a sleazy hookup. Her dot stopped there. No movement. She was upstairs. That's when I made a decision. I was going there. I threw on my coat, grabbed my car keys, and drove downtown. My hands were sweating the whole time. My heart was racing, but my mind was crystal clear. I wasn't about to let her keep doing this while treating me like a clueless idiot. 20 minutes later, I pulled up in front of the hotel. I parked a block away and walked in like I belonged there. No hesitation. No doubt. The lobby was modern, sleek, filled with businessmen sipping overpriced cocktails. I ignored all of it and went straight to the front desk. I forced a smile. "Hey, my wife checked in earlier, but my phone died and I forgot the room number. Could you look it up for me?" The receptionist hesitated. "I'm sorry, sir, but we can't." I leaned in a little closer, lowering my voice. "Come on, man. I just want to surprise her. It's our anniversary." I don't know if it was the desperation in my voice or the fact that he just didn't care, but he gave me a small smile and said, "What's the last name?" I told him. He typed for a second, then nodded. "Room 1216. I swallowed hard. "Thanks." And then I got into the elevator, staring at the number 12 as it lit up, knowing that in less than a minute, I was about to see my wife with another man. The elevator ride to the 12th floor felt like the longest 60 seconds of my life. My hands were clammy, my heartbeat pounded in my ears, and my vision tunneled in on the glowing 12 above the doors. What if I was wrong? No, I wasn't. The private Snapchat story, the location at the hotel, the lies, she was cheating. And in less than a minute, I was about to see it for myself. The doors slid open. The hallway was quiet, carpeted, with soft lighting. I walked past the numbered doors, counting them down. 1208, 1212, 1216. I stopped. I could hear voices inside. Muffled, but definitely them. Emily's voice, soft and giggly, and a man's voice, deeper, confident. I couldn't make out the words, but I didn't need to. I clenched my jaw so hard I thought my teeth might crack. I raised my hand to knock. No pound on the door, But then I stopped myself. If I knocked, they'd have time to react, to cover up, to lie. I wanted to catch them in the act. So I tried the door handle. It was unlocked. My heart jackhammered in my chest. Who the hell doesn't lock their hotel room when they're cheating? Cocky bastards. I took a deep breath, pushed the door open, and stepped inside. And what I saw will be burned into my brain forever. The door swung open, and for a split second, everything felt like it was in slow motion. Emily was on the bed, sitting up against the pillows, wearing nothing but a lacy black bra and matching panties. The kind I hadn't seen her wear for me in months. Her blonde hair was a little messy, and she had that stupid, flirty smirk on her face, the same one she used to give me when we first started dating. And then there was him, a tall, broad-shouldered guy standing at the foot of the bed, shirtless, wearing nothing but boxer briefs. He had tattoos down his arms, a perfectly groomed beard, and this arrogant smirk, like he was king of the world, like he had just won something. Except he hadn't, because I was standing in the doorway, watching. Emily's smirk dropped instantly. Her face went pale, her mouth opening and closing like a fish gasping for air. Jake? She stammered, scrambling for the sheets to cover herself. The guy? He just stood there. No panic, no guilt, just raised an eyebrow like I was some unexpected Amazon delivery. Yo, who the fuck is this? He asked, completely unfazed. Emily whipped her head toward him, eyes wide. Are you fucking serious, Adam? I told you about my husband, Adam. The puzzle pieces snapped together so violently in my head I thought I might actually black out. I let out a short, bitter laugh. Oh, no need to introduce yourself, bro. I already know who you are. You're the guy she's been sneaking around with while telling me she's out with the girls. Adam just shrugged. Damn, that sucks, man. That sucks, man. Like I had just told him his Uber was running late. Emily, meanwhile, was going into full-blown panic mode. Jake, please, I can explain. Explain what? I snapped, stepping further into the room. Explain how you've been lying to my face for months? Explain the private Snapchat story? The hotel meetups? The late nights where you came home smelling like a dude who wasn't me? Tears welled up in her eyes. Fake, pathetic tears. It's not what it looks like. I gestured wildly at the half-naked asshole standing next to her. Oh really, Emily? Because it looks like you were about to fuck this dude in a hotel bed while I sat at home like an idiot. She wiped at her eyes, her voice rising. I was going to tell you. I swear. I didn't know how. Adam, still completely unbothered, sat on the edge of the bed and muttered, Damn. This is awkward as hell. I snapped. I lunged at him. I didn't think. I didn't hesitate. The second that smug asshole muttered, Damn. This is awkward as hell. Something inside me snapped like a rubber band stretched too far. I lunged at him. My fist connected with his jaw so hard that I felt it in my knuckles. Adam stumbled back, cursing, but I didn't stop. I grabbed him by the shoulders and shoved him into the wall, rattling a cheap hotel painting. You think this is funny, motherfucker? I growled through clenched teeth. Emily screamed, Jake, stop it. Stop. Adam shoved me back hard, and I stumbled. He was bigger than me, stronger, but I was angry. Chill the fuck out, bro, he barked, rubbing his jaw. It's not my fault your wife's a cheater. Emily gasped. Adam. Oh, so now she had a problem? That only fueled my rage. I charged at him again, swinging, but this time he was ready. He dodged and landed a hard punch to my ribs. Pain exploded through my side, but I didn't care. I tackled him onto the bed, knocking over a lamp in the process. Emily was screaming, crying, grabbing at my arms. Jake, please. You're scaring me. Good. She should be scared. I was done being the clueless, trusting husband. Adam managed to push me off, scrambling to his feet. This guy's fucking insane, he muttered, grabbing his jeans from the floor. I stood there, breathing hard, fists clenched. Get the fuck out. He scoffed but didn't argue. Yeah, no shit. He yanked his shirt over his head and grabbed his shoes, glaring at Emily. You didn't tell me your husband was a goddamn psycho. Emily was still crying. Adam, please. But he was already heading for the door. He stopped just long enough to smirk at me and say, "She wasn't worth it anyway, bro." I nearly lunged at him again, but he slipped out before I could. The room was silent except for Emily's pathetic sniffles. I turned to face her, my whole body shaking. "You disgust me." She wrapped the sheets around herself, shaking her head desperately. "Jake, I swear. Save it." I grabbed my phone and pulled up Find My iPhone, turning the screen toward her. "I knew where you were, Emily. I knew you were lying. I saw the fucking Snapchat videos. You weren't even careful." Her lip trembled. I was going to tell you, I let out a bitter laugh. "No, you weren't. You were going to keep doing this until I found out. And now that I have, you're only sorry you got caught." Silence. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day and see you in another video.